All right, so let's start to go through the cash flow template. And what we want to do here is sort of target in on certain things about this file and how I've developed it. Now, you may have Excel skills and you may change this over time for yourself to suit what you like, but this is kind of what I've done over the years to help me to manage my cash flow. And so this is kind of a budget, but I call it a cash flow because that's actually describing really what it's doing is I'm keeping track of my bank balance on here. And so as you're getting started, you may not have a whole lot of money coming in at all, but it will also help you to sort of, as you walk through these courses, or this course in particular, and the several courses that are part of the full charge bookkeeping bundle, you'll be able to know kind of an idea of what your startup costs are. So let's go through a few things on this video. So one is down here where it says enter your business name. All you have to do there is just right click with your mouse on that, and then you can rename it. So for instance, I could change this to, my business name, Coeurbridge LLC. Okay, so whatever your business name is, you can put that there. Then I specifically want to talk about two formulas right now in this video. One is this one. Okay, so one of the things that is happening on this row number 2 is that you see all along here that it's checking for if B4, this number, equals the number that's in this row, then it will say match. Now, it says match in every single cell because there's no data in here. As we play around with this, you see that will change. And it's a way of being able to also kind of drive what this is telling me is, for instance, as I start filling this out, and I start putting some revenue in here as I gain clients, as I put expenses in here, which we'll talk about specifically how to do that in another video. It's going to keep track of the ups and downs of my cash flow, because sometimes I'm going to have more money in the bank and sometimes I'm going to have less money. But what I'm trying to do is to make sure that I don't go in the hole, that I don't run out of money for running my business. And so essentially, as we start putting more information in here, this date may move out. See, right now it's saying that the soonest date that this number matches one of these columns is April 3rd, 2023. And so as I start putting information in here, that date is going to move out. So for instance, let's say that I get a client that's going to pay me $400. Okay, so you see that a lot of those matches went away because at this juncture, this number and these numbers, the only matches I have are for these dates. Okay, and so as you start working with this file, pay attention to how this date moves. I like to have this number be as close to me in time as possible. That's not always going to be the case. But essentially what that says is the minimum amount that I have in the business, if it's a couple of weeks out or something like that, then I know that money I have, that I can utilize right now. When it starts getting further out in time, I know I'm starting to lose money or starting to eat away at my padding that I might have in here. So for example, I keep probably about $20,000 in my bank account at any given point in time. That of course fluctuates, but on average, I try to keep it there. And so as long as my $20,000 is somewhere within the next few weeks, then I feel like I'm good, and that I'm continuing to build the business. If I start seeing that move out, I know that I am starting to lose a bit of money over time, or that my expenses are starting to exceed my revenue. And so that's how I'm using that mechanism to make that happen. And so you can see the logic behind these, and and I will show you in another video how you can lock these cells down so that you don't mess with them. But just know that you want to keep this logic here, keep this logic here, and this match logic in place. You want to keep that to where those are not messed with in the file. Okay, so that's just a start to what this cash flow template does, giving you an idea of what some of these formulas are. Okay, all right. See you soon on another video.